everyone, I'm Steven and you're watching Steven Loves Science. And in today's video we're going to learn about the ABO blood group, the rhesus factor, and most importantly why these things are important in medicine. Now I'm sure we've all heard about blood types. I'm sure we've all heard some people say, oh, I'm blood type O negative, or oh, I'm AB positive. But what exactly does that all mean? So in order to help us understand, I'm going to enlist the help of some donuts. So without thinking any further into it, here we have a donut with A sprinkles, a donut with B sprinkles, a donut with A and B sprinkles, it just likes it all, and just a regular plain old donut with no sprinkles. So the donut's representing our red blood cells, okay? So that means the donut with the A sprinkles represents a red blood cell that is type A. And the donut with the B sprinkles represents a red blood cell that is blood type B. And the one with both A and B sprinkles represents a red blood cell that is blood type AB. And lastly, the donut with no sprinkles represents a donut that is blood type O. And in biology, an O just refers to the absence of something. So on the type O blood cell, there are no sprinkles. So in a very basic sense, these are the ABO blood types. Now these sprinkles, or antigens as a biologist would call them, are attached to the surface of the red blood cell membrane. And if we look at this image, we can see how these antigens are attached to the red blood cell through what I like to think of just a system of anchors that are anchoring it into the red blood cell membrane. And in this video, I won't get into the biochemistry of that. Perhaps we'll save it for another day. So as we said earlier, when someone's saying, oh, I'm AB positive or whatever, there's either a positive or negative suffix that comes after your ABO blood type. And that suffix refers to your rhesus or Rh factor. Named after the rhesus monkey, I'm not exactly sure why. I would assume that it was the organism they were experimenting on, but it's basically just another antigen. Well, really there are many rhesus factors, but the D-type rhesus factor is the most prevalent one and the one that your doctor would be concerned with if you were getting a blood transfusion. So you were either positive or negative for the D rhesus factor. In the early 1900s, 1901, a scientist named Carl Landsider, he was a doctor, wanted to discover why some people died when they received blood transfusions and why others lived. And Dr. Landsider discovered the basic ABO blood type group that we just discussed. So what he was able to do from there was to determine the compatibility between blood types. And I'm going to pull the chart up in a second, so feel free to look at that. But what I want to do now is just stress the big idea. So an example of that would be that a person with A positive blood cannot receive a blood transfusion from a person with, let's say, B positive blood. But why is that? Let's forget about the rhesus factor for a second and just understand that a person with type A blood produces antibodies against type B blood and subsequently type AB blood. This is because the B antigen is foreign to your body and your immune system. Your immune system considers it a threat and tags it with antibodies. So for those of you who don't know what antibodies are, they're basically just little Y-shaped structures that can attach onto cells, and they act as a beacon, signaling other immune cells like white blood cells or other macrophages to come and destroy the invader. So a person with type O blood who has no sprinkles produces antibodies against both A and B antigens. So if a person with type O blood receives a blood transfusion from a donor with type A, B, or AB blood, their body would reject the new blood cells and they would most likely die from that transfusion. Conversely, a person with O negative blood can donate blood to any other blood type. This is because their red blood cells have no antigens on their surface. So when they go into someone else's body, that person's immune system doesn't know that they are receiving foreign blood because there are no foreign antigens present on the surface of the donor's red blood cells. Now returning to the rhesus factor, a person with AB positive blood should not donate to a person with AB negative blood. This is because sometimes, not all the time, a person who is Rh negative will produce antibodies against Rh factor and subsequently reject blood that is Rh positive, even if they share the same ABO blood type. like in the AB positive or AB negative example. Now, if we want to talk about blood plasma transfusion, that's a different story. In that case, AB positive is a universal donor because their blood cells have all the sprinkles and there are no antibodies present in their plasma that might stick to the recipient's red blood cells. Now, I could go on to talk about how these factors are inherited and how ABO blood types are a codominant trait, and even share the hypothesis as to why we have blood types. But I'm going to stop here. The one last thing I'd like to finish with is I actually do not know my own blood type, so I ordered a do-it-yourself blood typing kit online, and I'm going to shed some blood for science in a little bit, so that video should be up in a few days. But anyway, thanks for watching Steven Loves Science. Please subscribe, rate, and comment as always.